The concept came from actually a wedding in Brazil. A very good friend of mine asked me to interior decorate one of the galleries. She had a gallery. There were 3 elements to her wedding, so the 3rd element was in a gallery space, and she asked me to decorate that space. And these are the 2 colors, the coral and the mint, are the colors that I chose. And when I went to the wedding, I really fell in love with those 2 colors together, but I used it with white and off-white because these were supposed to be for spring originally, but then it got pushed back, so I changed the white to black because it's coming out in the winter time. And then I came up with the concept of really putting them together with my favorite independent designers and collectively doing apparel and sneakers together. Originally it was supposed to be for December, but they were running late, so then I thought about doing it for spring, but then Yassine from Puma came up with the idea for doing it for Fashion Week, and that was really perfect for the apparel to launch during Fashion Week with these sneakers. So that was really the concept. And then we also thought about doing it in Paris, because I have a very good friend, Frankie. I'm sure you guys know him.
It's a friend of mine.
There you go. Frankie seems to know everybody, and
He does.
And he's one of my closest friends, like a brother. So I had somebody here to trust with the build out of the store. I designed the space like 5 months ago, and we've been working on it ever since. So the coat of arms, the Parisian flag, it's the boat that can't sink, along with the just us mentality for KITH, kind of plays well together. So we use that as the concept and the model behind the whole thing, because we did launch it in Paris. And if you look at the sock liner, the insoles, you can see the Parisian flag with a few tweaks that we have. So that was really the concept behind it. And I was a young kid, but it was very wow. It didn't have the same reaction that the Reebok pump did in the 90s. Probably because of the people that were endorsing the pump were, basketball players and things like that, and this was more of a running silhouette. And back then, basketball in the States was stronger than running, so it didn't have the amount of attention that it needed. But now with the whole running craze, and I like runners more than anything, I think it was a shoe that was ahead of its time, and now I think it's more relevant today than it was in the 90s. I designed the silhouette. The upper is new. It's not like the OG disc. It's different. We changed the toe, we changed the mud guard on the side, so it's an update to the OG version, which is an asymmetrical toe shape. Listen, that doesn't have to be an answer to anybody. Everybody can say whatever they want. I don't consider myself a technical sneaker designer, someone who sketches futuristic shoes. I'm not a Tinker Hatfield, That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do for a living. I want to offer things to people that don't exist in the marketplace. That's all. And if I feel like there are things that are wrong with them and they can be updated, I will give my 2 cents. I went to school for business. I didn't go to school for design. The design thing was a hobby, and I feel like there are a lot of people that could do what I do, but I just have very good work ethic, and I have a lot of experience, so it plays a big part. I don't know. I know that I paid resale prices for a lot of things that I own, that I want. It has to do with demand, it's supply and demand. And I think if more people want the product, then there is product in the marketplace, the value of that product is going to go up like anything else, so it's unfair to knock somebody's hustle, but at the same time, there's ways to go about it, I guess. There's an etiquette to reselling shoes. I don't know. I can't stop it from happening with my shoes. I don't want everybody having my shoes, so I don't make a lot of them, or I don't make as many as I can, as I should. Some people say as many as I should, because it doesn't mean that if I have a demand for 100 pairs that I need to make 100 pairs, for example. It doesn't mean that, I don't want too many people having them, because if somebody, if there's a group of people that go to the same school, they shouldn't all have the same shoes. You have to be different, and I wanna offer the chance to be different. Of course, I'm definitely proud of the work, I think that if you consistently work hard to put out good product, and you don't ever slack on the product, on the end result of the product, and you always give everything you possibly can to the product to make it as premium as possible and give the people more than what they pay for. So if somebody pays $1 for something that is worth $1.50, they will be happy. Will you be happy?
Of course.
Yeah, so that's always the goal. The goal is to give as much as I can to the consumer, and not overcharge because my name is part of the product. We have seen the prices of the product go up since 2006 when I first started. It started at $100, now it's at $160, but the price of everything went up. The price of a Coca-Cola can in Manhattan went from 75 cents to $2. You don't see me complaining about Coca-Cola, but it's inflation, and it's the cost of leathers, the cost of duty, it's the cost of all the special things that I try to include within the project. And I think that people respect the fact that I'm not ever slacking on the product. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the goods. It's not about the hype. It's not about my name. It's not about where I'm selling the product or how I'm selling the product. At the end of the day, the shoe or the whatever it is, you need to be able to hold it in your hand and say, this is something of substance. No, I don't like the shoes to get, I don't want the shoes to get gimmicky. Even though Wolverine has great colors, red and yellow and things like that. I don't get inspiration. I don't get inspiration from that side of my life or that category of business. New York City is the most competitive place on the planet. I think everything moves 1,000,000 miles an hour. I see the difference in the service in Paris and the service in the city. The city is based off of tips, so the service is very, very fast. Everything is on point. Everything is at your fingertips. The moment you need it, it's there, and everything is a block away in Manhattan. So, it's a place that's very difficult to conduct business in. You know how they say if you make it here, you can make it anywhere? They say that about New York? Because 1,000,000 people are trying to do the same thing at once. So you really need to have a different mindset and a different mentality to be able to stand out and for people to differentiate you from the rest.